Peace, 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 family. Back in the building. Today is October 29th, 2024. I was kind of under the weather yesterday, so I didn't upload a video. Thank God I'm feeling better. I hope everyone out there is doing good. Um, Comment, like, subscribe at Buck Preacher 2283. Well, today family topic is going to be one we can all relate to, on racism. And my problem with racism is it's ignorance, for one. For two, it never gets anything solved. It is of hate. It is of the devil. And it's one of the most simplest yet effective tools the government use to get away with some of the stuff they do. Okay? Because racism, for me, becomes this thing where you have these people sitting up hating one another, right? To no avail. Meaning you going to hate and hate until your deathbed, and after you're gone, after your grandkids are gone, guess what? All races will still be here. So when you take basic common sense out of the equation, you get racism. Right? And the reason it kind of gets tiring is because when we get to a point where all we doing out here is bickering, but everyone's poor, it's like, what are we doing, right? Like, what's the point? You get what I'm saying? It's like, for me, I look at that scenario and I'm like, well, the government has everybody right where they need them to be, right? Because as long as you sitting around arguing about Donald Trump and Kamala Harris and black and white or Latino, you won't never wonder why you paying for water. Or why your groceries are so high. You know, you will sit in your misery and your rhetoric and play the race games. And it's just getting a little sick and tiring. You know what I mean? And then it's like not only the hypocrisy, but the insanity of racism. You know what I mean? I mean, let's do the math, man. I don't care what race you hating. If a doctor walking in from another race and you working at a gym or a Walmart, and I don't have no problem with anybody working these jobs, I'm giving you an example. Your racism does not matter. It's not going to make that doctor or you be equal to that person that you think you're hating. You know, racism has really done a number on the people in this country. And it's just sad because at the end of the day, it just shows how as a country you can't move forward. And the world is paying attention to that. You might think it's cute. All the outside world see is, oh, there go little sad America, still stuck in the same nonsense with racism. Right? And one thing I really need to speak on is about this black and Latino thing going on. Like, it didn't used to be like that. Black and Latinos, when I grew up, stuck together. Okay, flash forward to 2024 and you have these new Latinos coming over here trying to be racist towards black. But the irony in that is, while you trying to practice racism against blacks, the people you trying to do that with don't want you here. So there goes karma. You know what I mean? There goes karma staring you right in the face because you think it's okay to hate a race. And the sad part about that is, like I said in another video, is blacks have never had a problem with no race besides the power structure. All we ever wanted was fairness. That's it. You get what I'm saying? We never had a problem with immigrants coming over here and things of that nature. Now, you look up today, after they didn't push the button, everybody's involved in a little bit of racism. And some of it is really, really crazy to me. Because at the end of the day, like I said, when you get to the races that's kind of like living around each other and you live in the same neighborhood and it's a mixture, but you trying to play racism games, man, it's just too ignorant for me. You know, just because you hating somebody for their skin color don't bring them down to your size. It doesn't make you their equal. That's what I meant when I gave the Walmart and the doctor example. Because it seems to me like you'll get some people that's working at some lower level job, and there's nothing wrong with them jobs. I'm not bashing nobody that works them jobs, because I know a lot of people that do, and I have too. And some guy walks in, not saying that that person jobs make them better than you, but I'm talking about the insanity of you thinking because this person is black or white that you're better than them. But you're sitting up maybe doing worse than them in real time. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the insanity of racism. Okay? And it needs to stop, man, because at the end of the day, we're not getting nowhere in this country. We've been on the same ship for decades. Now, at one time, I thought it was getting better. Remember, I'm a 70s baby. At one time, I thought it was getting better, right? And I really believed that at one time. However, how naive was I? I was very naive. I should have known better because what you learn is, even though a person might put on smiley face outside in the public, behind closed doors, they telling their children, stay away from those people. You know, then we get into the whole reinforcement of racism with the slave movies and the television pictures and the games they play in entertainment. And yeah, racism is enforced. Like I told you in another video, through slave movies, the idea of racism is only enforced. You're not telling the story. A story is not being told. You're reinforcing the narrative of racism. Period. You know, and I used to sit up and watch some of those movies and think, how did they get these brothers and sisters to play these parts? Okay. Then I found out. I started realizing how our elders thought, oh, they're telling the story. Okay, that's fine. But you are also reinforcing the idea. The way to get past something is to bury it. You understand what I'm saying? And to not practice it no more and make it a thing of the past. If you're sitting up making movies about your bombing churches, and all you doing is reinforcing the narrative. And racism has always torn this country apart, and it's going to continue to tear this country apart because racism is passed down. It's a practice behavior that's passed down. You know, and I'm just a little tired of it because I could see the ignorance in it. You know what I mean? And at some point, the rest of the world is going to get tired of this nonsense too. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, who are you to deem any race good or bad? You're not God. You don't get to make them rules. You get what I'm saying? So my thing just becomes like, excuse me. And for you so-called Christian racists, you got a big surprise coming. If you think you're going to hate all your life and you go into some kind of white heaven or black heaven or Latin heaven, you're highly mistaken. God said thou shalt not hate. That's included in everyday life and everyone. Now, do I think all white folks are racist? No. Do I think all black folks are racist? No. Do I think all Latinos are racist? No. Do I think the government used racist propaganda to keep the people separated so you won't never wonder why you're paying such inflation? Yes, I do believe that. Because people are that simple-minded to whereas you worried about the black man next door more than you worried about feeding your kids. That's how you know there's a brainwashing that's taking place. And it's a cold brainwashing, and it's a deep-rooted insanity brainwashing. That you worried about something you can control, which is skin color, rather than worried about feeding your family and the food going up. So my take is, basically at the end of the day, as far as colored people, you really have no business bickering amongst one another. Latin, blacks, Asians, you're all in the same boat. You're all in the same boat. It's called white supremacy for a reason. It's an exclusive club, okay? That means they're not embracing anyone. And I'm not talking about all whites. All whites are not racist. But the system as a whole seems to be okay with racism, right? One thing I know about this system is the system is in place to basically do a number on our people. You know, that's why I kept telling people, Democrat, Republican, it don't matter. We had multiple years of both. People learned a new word this year called policy. So everybody online, what about they policies? Policies is like somebody just enlightened somebody with the word policy. And it's kind of funny, but it's sad because just because you know the word policy, it's not going to change the system. The system was set up as a whole to keep us out, Democrat or Republican. I don't care how much you like the candidate. I don't care how much you want to feel included. See, here's insanity. For you to think that an Obama, after 8 years, that's the same skin color as you, was going to do something and didn't do nothing. But you think Donald Trump going to do something. Or you think Kamala Harris going to do something. I mean, that's insanity. Because we repeating the same cycle. We're doing the same dance. You know? Obama could have did many things to show the African American community that he was going to do something for them. But like I said in another video, he was too busy with the LGBTQ community, right? He could have reversed the 3 strikes law. He could have made sure we had better business loans. He could have made sure we got better with banks and better health care than that Obamacare, because that Obamacare is high. So, back to what I was saying, man. The racism, for me, is it needs to be deaded. Like I said, nobody can control skin color. And it's a big waste of time. You know what I mean? And at some point, I think the kids are going to get tired of the nonsense too. And it might be up to them. Because some of these grown-ups are so just married to their ignorance that it's not funny. You get what I'm saying? And as I said before, I don't care what you say and how you say it. When your great-great-grandkids are gone, all races will still be here. Okay? That's just a fact. And the sooner we wake up and realize that, maybe the better kind of world we'll have. Because in a world where it's just a bunch of hate going on, there will be no good. Okay? That's why they keep you separated down the middle, Democrat, Republican. Because at the end of the day, it keeps a balance going of just, I don't want to say unhappiness, but confrontation going. It keeps a balance of confrontation. Because if one side wins, the other side mad. So now we just running around in the same pot of gumbo. And people need to wake up. Okay? We need to get rid of racism and move on and show the world that we can grow. Okay? That's all racists. I want to know what y'all out there think. Comment, like, subscribe at Buck Preacher 2283. Y'all have a blessed day. Peace.